Long ago, in the land we now call Korea, there stood a kingdom known as Gojoseon. It was a time when the earth and sky spoke to the people, and spirits walked among the living. The people of Gojoseon built great stone structures called dolmens, massive stones placed upon others like tables of the gods. These dolmens were not just tombs for the dead, but gateways to the spirit world. Few remember the stories of the spirits tied to these ancient stones, but today we will bring their whispers back to life. In a small village near the river, a boy named Haneul lived with his grandfather. The old man was the last storyteller of their tribe, the keeper of forgotten legends. One evening, as the sun painted the sky red, Haneul sat by the fire and asked, "Grandfather, why do the elders fear the dolmens at night?" The old man sighed, his voice heavy with memory. "Because, child, the stones are not empty. They are home to the forgotten spirits." Long before Haneul's time, the land was ruled by a wise king named Dangun. He was said to be the son of a bear who became human, a bridge between the mortal world and the spirits. The dolmens were built under his rule, not just as tombs, but as sacred places where the living could speak to the dead. The spirits of ancestors, warriors, and healers rested there, watching over their descendants. But as time passed, people began to forget. They stopped leaving offerings. They no longer whispered prayers to the stones, and the spirits once honored grew lonely and restless. One summer, a great famine struck the land. Crops withered, rivers dried, and children cried from hunger. The village elders gathered and argued, but no one knew what to do. Then, the oldest among them, a woman named Soo-Young, spoke. "The spirits are angry. We have forgotten them. We must return to the dolmens and ask for their mercy." That night, under a sky full of stars, the villagers walked to the great dolmens. They brought bowls of rice, jars of wine, and bundles of wildflowers. Soo-Young knelt before the largest stone and chanted words so ancient even the elders did not fully understand them. Then the wind howled, the ground trembled, and from the shadows of the dolmens, figures emerged, translucent and glowing like moonlight on water. The forgotten spirits had returned. A spirit with eyes like burning coal stepped forward. "Why have you come?" it asked, its voice like rustling leaves. Soo-Young bowed low. "Great ones, we have suffered. The land is dying. We beg for your help." The spirits whispered among themselves. Then the leader spoke again. "You abandoned us. Why should we help you now?" A young girl, barely 10 years old, stepped forward. Her name was Mina, and she had never been taught the old ways. But she carried a small wooden flute, carved by her grandfather. She lifted it to her lips and played a tune. A song none of the villagers recognized, yet it felt familiar, like a dream half remembered. The spirits grew still. Their harsh faces softened. The leader of the spirits closed its eyes. That song, it was sung by our children long ago. You have not forgotten everything. With those words, the spirits agreed to help. They vanished into the night, but by morning, the rivers flowed again. Green shoots pushed through the earth. The famine ended. From that day on, the villagers never forgot. They returned to the dolmens with offerings. They told stories of the spirits to their children, and the spirits, no longer forgotten, watched over them once more. Years later, when Haneul became an old man himself, he stood before the same dolmens with his own grandson. The boy asked, "Grandfather, do the spirits still listen?" Haneul placed a small offering of rice at the base of the stone. "As long as we remember them," he said, "they will never truly be forgotten." And so, the whispers of the forgotten spirits live on, not in the wind or the stones, but in the hearts of those who keep their stories alive. The dolmens still stand, silent and eternal, guarding the secrets of a time when the world was alive with magic. If you listen closely, You might hear them too.